As with any case, the details matter. On the afternoon of April 28, 2016, Roberto Felix Jr., a law enforcement officer patrolling a highway outside of Houston, received a radio alert about an automobile on the road with outstanding toll violations. Felix soon spotted the car, a Toyota Corolla, and turned on his emergency lights to initiate a traffic stop. The driver, Ashton Barnes, pulled over to the highway's shoulder. Parking his own car just behind, Felix walked to the Corolla's driver's side door and asked Barnes for his license and proof of insurance. Barnes replied that he did not have his license with him and that the car was a rental in his girlfriend's name. If this was a rental car, then most likely Mr. Burns was not the one who committed the toll violations. Now, I've been concerned about this before because I've been in locations where you cannot just pay the toll. You have to have a toll tag, which many rental cars do not have. As he spoke, Barnes rummaged around through some papers inside the car, causing Felix to tell him several times to stop digging around. Felix also commented that he smelled marijuana and asked if there was anything in the car he should know about. Now, rummaging around during a traffic stop is one way to make an officer nervous. I'm rather suspicious when an officer suddenly claims to smell marijuana. It seems to be frequently used as an excuse to search a vehicle. And, of course, how does the driver argue that the driver did not smell something? Barnes responded that he might have some identification in the trunk, so Felix told him to open the trunk from his seat. Barnes did so while also turning off the ignition. All that happened, as a dash camera recording of the incident shows, in less than 2 minutes. Again, having your ID in the trunk can certainly heighten an officer's anxiety. While things have not gone smoothly, nothing life-threatening has happened yet. Then things began to move even faster. With his right hand resting on his holster, Felix told Barnes to get out of the car. Now, Barnes opened the door but did not exit. Instead, he turned the ignition back on. I'm not sure what caused the officer to reach for his firearm, but he did. That might explain Barnes' concern that his life may be in danger. I'm not saying fleeing was a wise thing to do, but justified or not, the officer threatened Barnes with a deadly weapon while asking him to get out of the car. Felix unholstered his gun and, as the car began to move forward, jumped onto his door sill. In response to Barnes' dangerous move of trying to flee, Officer Felix pulls his weapon, then jumps onto the door sill. I'm not sure if Felix even knew what he was going to accomplish by jumping out of the car. It was probably a simple reflex. He shouted, "Don't effing move," and with no visibility into the car because his head was above the roof, he fired 2 quick shots inside. A blind shot like this is extremely dangerous. First, the use of deadly force requires officers to reasonably believe that they or an innocent bystander is in imminent danger. Second, because Felix could not see where he was shooting, he could have easily shot through the window or hit a bystander. As every conscientious gun owner knows, you are responsible for every round from the time it leaves the barrel of your gun until it stops. Barnes was hit but managed to stop the car. Felix then radioed for backup. By the time it arrived, Barnes was dead. Thankfully, Barnes was able to stop the car before he died. Imagine the car careening down the highway with a dead driver and an officer hanging onto the driver's side door sill. Now, all of this happened very quickly. All told, between 5 seconds elapsed between when the car started moving and when it stopped. And within that period, 2 seconds passed between the moment Felix stepped onto the door sill and the moment he fired his first shot. Obviously, there was no planning or training for a situation like this, but the actions of both Barnes and Felix led to this court case.